The Xbox Avatar Editor is a free program in the Microsoft Store that allows you to create a custom character. You can customize the character's height, hair, clothes, and set animations. In this video, I'll show how to use the Xbox Avatar Editor and Power Automate to create an animated GIF. Follow along. In the Xbox Avatar Editor, there's an appearance function to change the character's appearance, closet to change clothes, moves to set certain animations, and the photo booth, which will be the focus of this video. In the photo booth, there's options on the left and right and center. On the right, you can zoom in and zoom out to move your character in the frame, and arrows to position the character. This is helpful to make sure he fits within the frame. The capture button will take the photo. We'll get back to that. You can export it as a 3D model, set animations, set the background. Make sure you set the background to nothing. You can pick different backgrounds, but we want just the character, so set the background to no background. Now, let's pick a pose. There's dozens of poses that show expressions from the character. In this example, we'll just do a wave. And the bottom is the playhead. To take the picture, you press the camera, save, choose the location, and press save. To create a GIF, we'll need to create multiple pictures and then save them together as an animation. In this program, you can click the playhead, slide it over a few frames, and then click capture, move the playhead a few frames more, click capture again, move it a few more frames, click capture again. But this would be too tedious and boring, and not a good task for a human to perform. This is an example of a robotic process, and Microsoft has a free program called Power Automate for Desktop, which is a robotic process automation tool. It's available in the Microsoft Store. When you start Power Automate, you can click New Flow. Give your flow a name. You can name it whatever you want. Then press Create. Download the code for this example in the link in the description. It'll look incomprehensible, but Power Automate can understand it. So open it in a text editor and copy it and go back into Power Automate. Here, go to Edit, Paste, and you'll see that Power Automate has interpreted the text correctly into a series of actions to take pictures, save it, and bring them all together. So make sure that the editor is at the very beginning of the animation. Now press play. The script first asks where to save it, so it asks for a folder location. Choose a folder that you want to save the pictures to. Then it asks you to name the files. Here I'm going to name this series of files Waving Avatar. And now the script takes over and takes the picture, moves the playhead forward, takes another picture, and it'll do this until it reaches the end of the animation. It'll stop. Now we need to take those pictures and string them together into a GIF. And to do that, we can use GIMP. It's a free imaging software available at gimp.org. So open GIMP and then choose File, Open as Layers. Select all of the pictures and click Open. Once all the files open, then click File, Export As, Change the file name extension to .gif. The Export Image as GIF dialog will appear. Make sure you check As Animation. If you want it to loop continuously, check Loop Forever. If you want it to play once and stop, uncheck Loop Forever. The delay between frames default is 100 milliseconds, and that seems to work fine in my experience. Change the frame disposable to 1 frame per layer, and then check the other 2 options, and then click Export. And that's it. A GIF will be created that you can use anywhere. Next, I want to show the Power Automate flow in detail. These actions that are performed are to select a folder, get an input, set a variable of the file name. Each file has a number, so it was waving 1, 2. And these actions are selected from the Actions menu. When you want to perform an action, you can search for it and just drag it onto the stage. The Focus Window action will bring a window to the foreground. The next function is a loop. We want it to loop through a series of steps until the animation completes. So in this case, it goes from 0 to 1 with an increment of 0, meaning it's not going to stop until it reaches a condition that will stop the loop. And here we have if image, and this tells Power Automate to look for the playhead to be at the end of the animation and then stop. And to select an animation, use the Capture Image and then highlight the area of the screen that you want Power Automate to look for. And once it finds that image on the screen, then it will perform the action. In this case, once it sees that image, it will exit the loop. The next function will set a variable that includes the folder name, the file name, and the file number. After that, Power Automate will click the capture button in Xbox Avatar Editor. The next action is to wait 5 seconds so the interface can catch up. You don't want the script to go faster than your system is performing, so putting pauses can be helpful. Then it clicks the Save button. Then it waits for the file name menu to appear, and once it sees that the file name enter menu is there, it types in the file name that was set earlier by using the send keys. That's where it's actually typing into the screen. So it'll press enter, wait for the new file to be created, then sends the back key to go to the previous menu. Here we're using some special keys. It's these instructions: press the left key and then press the tab key 4 times to move through the interface. Then it presses the right arrow 5 times. That moves the playhead 5 frames forward. Change that number to get more frames or fewer frames in your animation. Then it increments the file number by 1, checks if it's at the end of the animation, and if it is, it exits the loop. So I hope you enjoyed this video and find creating an animation to be engaging to your audience, or putting the animation into text could be fun. Let me know what you think, and if this works for you, take care.